Be nice, and it recounts Wilson's battles with drugs and mental illness. But some observers, among them Billboard magazine editor Timothy White, in a recent front-page cover story in that music trade publication, have described the book as a carefully calculated defense of Wilson's controversial relationship with his psychotherapist, Eugene Landy, a now unlicensed practitioner who also writes songs with Wilson. Wilson and Landy passed through New York City recently to promote the book, and while they did not address their controversial relationship, they did have this to say.
Just want to do that right here. Pretty much a total job of and a challenge not to get wound up in the past things. That when you dig up these memories, sometimes you don't realize yourself how potent they really are.
Potent, and in Brian Wilson's case, painful. In his new biography, Wouldn't It Be Nice, Brian claims he was driven to substance abuse and a nervous breakdown by the constant violent abuse he suffered as a child at the hands of his late father, Murray.
I don't know. My dad was just a real demon, a demon and a beast. That's what he was, a beast.
Whatever the cause, in the late 60s, Brian became a 340-pound basket case who never left his bed. Until along came Dr. Eugene Landy, a clinical psychiatrist who slowly brought Wilson back from the brink of insanity.
Music's been my saving grace.
The hero is the one that says, hey, I'm going to find my way out of this hole. Brian Wilson is a hero for that, for nothing else, just that. Whether he ever wrote music or didn't write music, he got out of being 340 pounds and very, very crazy.
But Landy's methods aroused suspicion among Brian's friends and family, and the state of California, which has revoked Landy's license to practice psychology. Some call Landy a Svengali, out to control Brian and his music publishing, which is worth millions. But Brian swears by him.
Without Gene, I wouldn't be able to pull it all together. He's the man that works the magic.
This allegiance to Landy has resulted in a bitter battle for control of Brian's affairs by his family and former business associates.
I filed a petition to establish a conservatorship of Brian Wilson, my cousin and founder of the Beach Boys.
They're threatening to take my very lifestyle away from me. That would include who I could see, where I could go, what I could spend, how much I could spend at any one time. It would be a disaster.
In his book, Brian makes the case that he's now able to run his own life, a sentiment Landy echoes.
He's in great shape, and basically where we are at this position is he's now going to go on with his life. I'm going to go on with my life.
Conservator has been appointed to oversee Wilson's affairs, and Wilson's been ordered to stay away from Landy. Wilson's family accused Landy of brainwashing him. Wilson argued Landy helped him get his life in order. The former Beach Boys lawyer says Wilson is pleased with the settlement. There are a few other
to oversee his life and financial affairs. The relatives claim that Wilson has become a pawn in the hands of his unlicensed psychotherapist, Eugene Landy, a man whom Wilson himself credits with saving his life after years of drug addiction and mental illness. The legal proceeding never got underway, though. Instead, an agreement was reached out of court in which Wilson agreed to, quote, receive guidance and assistance while at the same time allowing him to live his own life as he chooses. It was also agreed that a conservator will be appointed with specific and limited powers, and that Wilson and Landy will now begin a, quote, lengthy separation.